Welcome. This screencast will provide you with an overview of multi-level systems of support, known as MLSS. We are excited to share this work with you and welcome your feedback and questions.
So what is MLSS? According to Wisconsin DPI, MLSS is an equitable, multi-level system of supports which provides a framework for schools and districts to create a flexible system that coordinates instruction, data, and collaboration to meet learner needs. So to break that down, MLSS means that we are systematically providing differing levels of intensity of supports based upon learner responsiveness to instruction and intervention. So this includes interventions, additional challenges, collaborative structures, and monitoring of learner progress. MLSS is a new structure being implemented statewide, which was previously known as RTI.
What is MLSS going to look like in Fond du Lac? A team consisting of school psychologists, curriculum coaches, special education coaches, and administrators have been collaboratively working to design this systematic problem-solving approach, which will target academic, behavioral, and social-emotional supports for our district students. This process will increase our district's efficiency in identifying and meeting student needs.
It is important to ensure that every student in the Fond du Lac School District receives high-quality universal instruction. As the screencast continues, you will learn how selected and intensive supports are implemented in addition to universal instruction. The purpose of multi-level systems of supports is to ensure that we are meeting students' academic, behavioral, and social-emotional needs. This decision tree, consisting of 3 flow charts, outlines the process at the universal, which was formerly known as Tier 1, selected, formerly known as Tier 2, and intensive, formerly known as Tier 3 levels.
What is universal instruction? Universal instruction is the instruction and learning opportunities that our students will engage in each and every day. The Fond du Lac School District has identified and continues to adjust grade-level content area power standards, which are the foundation of our instruction. All students will participate in universal instruction. Within our universal instruction, we mindfully plan for the variability that exists within our students. What does this mean? This means that we make adjustments and provide supports and accommodations so that each student has access to and can engage in the daily learning target. The purpose of our universal instruction is to answer the question, what do we want our students to know and learn? We then ask, how will we know if our students have learned? This answer lies within common formative assessments, local district assessments such as iReady at the elementary and middle levels, and ACT Early High School for students in 9th grade. Each student will participate in our CFAs, local assessments, as well as our state assessments such as the Forward for our elementary and middle school students, the pre-ACT for freshman and sophomore students, and the ACT assessment during students' junior year. When we look at our data and observe that 80% of students are meeting the expectation, the standard, we can then look more closely at the 20% of students who are not meeting the expectation.
After examining our universal instruction, we will determine which students may be in need of additional supplemental supports. It is important to reiterate that our goal is for all students to meet grade level content area expectations. Identifying selected levels of supports should only be done after examining our universal instruction and data. The purpose of selected level supports is to provide supplemental, targeted, and intentional instruction based on student-specific needs. Supplemental means that the supports are provided in addition to universal instruction, not in place of universal instruction. Targeted means that we have identified a specific lagging skill, academic, social, emotional, or behavioral, and the intentional support provided is based on that targeted area of need. As our district looks forward to the adoption of a new data system, we know that part of this system will include an area to document selected level supports. As these supports are implemented, it is important that we are identifying and developing short-term goals based on the student needs, as well as monitor progression towards those goals.
After providing selected levels of supports and analyzing data via progress monitoring, we may find that some students are in need of more intensive supports. It is important to note that intensive level supports really should only be provided to 5% of our student population. Like selected level supports, intensive level supports must target a specific student need. Data will be collected and stored within the newly adopted data system. Within this level, there are specific timelines and procedures that teams must follow in accordance with the law. The timelines and procedures will be facilitated by a specific building team created to address the students' intensive level needs.
This graphic provides a visual representation of team members involved in the level of supports, which includes similarities and differences between the selected and intensive levels. You will note differences in the timelines, team members, and parental involvement. Both supplemental and intensive level supports will be documented within the new data warehouse. You will note that the intervention plan describes the whole child. Whether a team is identifying a behavioral or an academic area of need, information is compiled about the child's strengths and areas of concern. The first portion of the student's plan will include background information completed prior to the meeting. Parents are also a key member of the team.
Included within the student's profile are most recent assessment results, along with information about the student's social, emotional, and behavioral functioning. If data has been collected in any of these areas, there will also be a place to document that information. Within the student's intervention plan, there will be space to indicate the process for progress monitoring, along with the person responsible for implementing the intervention, fidelity checks, and how we can include parents or guardians, as well as team members involved. It also includes a space for progress monitoring notes and information regarding next steps. At the conclusion of the intervention, the team will analyze progress to make data-informed decisions to identify the next step.
So our intervention subcommittee created a list of interventions that we are currently using, interventions that we have used in the past, interventions we have heard of, and interventions that we know other schools are using, which includes all CESA 6 schools and the Milwaukee Public School District. So using this list, we looked at the current research to identify which interventions are evidence-based. So we developed this website as a place to store all of our interventions we will eventually be using in the Fond du Lac School District. It will have the steps of each intervention linked to it, along with the skills each intervention targets, so that it will be a one-stop shop to help the team determine how to move forward. The website also separates the selective and intensive interventions into elementary and middle school, high school. So beginning on June 5th, 2020, the use of the RTI website will be discontinued.
Thank you for taking time to view this screencast. We look forward to hearing your feedback as well as responding to any questions you may have.